his number one scriptural teacher was her uncle named Waraka, Ibn Hanifi or something like that,
Okay.
Matthew or something. But his name was Waraka. So when you read in the Quran, when they say, Muhammad, if you have any doubt in what we tell you, consult with the scholars from the scriptures of old. They tell you to go to the biblical scholar, which was
Right.
Waraka, right? So it was all a construct because they couldn't control the temperament of the people from the Middle East using the Catholic religion. It wasn't strict enough to give them the control they need. So that's why they got the Quran. The Muslims got to pray 5 times a day. You can't live your life and every time you're doing something, you got to stop and bow down and kiss somebody's ass. Right? That's not living.
There's no way. Yeah, exactly. Because we was all here before, so what was happening before that whole school of thought came through, and that was my first thing in the Islam, because my middle name is Malik, right? And that was something that my dad said came to him when he was naming me, and then all of this really unraveled, and I found out about the roots that I had, and I found out of the Maliki school of thought, and I'm wondering, how did they get so deep into where you see the situation in like Afghanistan, where they have women that aren't even allowed to really uncover themselves like that? So do you think that that could have been a part of really taking away from the matriarchal effect of what they had power over?
You familiar with the Hijra?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So Muhammad count Islamic years according to the Hijra. The Hijra was a incursion on elephant back into Mecca to overthrow the heathen. The elephants end up losing because some birds came and dropped some flaming stones on them. That's metaphor for the tanks that was rolling across the land was bombed by air support. Right? The elephants is representing of the matriarchy. So when it's telling you that the matriarchs was marching into Mecca, this is when they replace Alat as the deity in the Kaaba with Allah.
Oh snap!
Alat was first, but when they write it in the Quran now, it was the 3 sisters, and they the daughters of Allah in the Quran. So their presence is still in Islam,
Yeah.
but their prominence was switched in the Hijra.
Dang.
So when they switched, the patriarchy switched to the matriarchy was overthrown by the patriarchs, and this is when they say they took and cleansed all of the 360 idols, which was Tehillim, which is family totem statuary, right? And they serve more purpose than just religious worship. They was
Yeah.
power symbols for that family or that clan. And when you hear about Solomon marrying all them women, and then he was taking on certain stuff from them, right? He
Right.
was getting a family power structure. So now, as a chaos magician, he got all these different families magic to draw on because they've all gave him a sacred relic as the king, as a dowry for the wedding,
Exactly. Exactly.
right? The the crown prince, that's the heir to the throne, he don't pay dowry for wives. The women pay dowry to be part of the first family,
Right.
right? And they pay their dowry, but they also have to know how to get along with the rest of the women because
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna have more than one wife, whether he
Right.
want them or not. It's called the solidification of political power, right? So Solomon wasn't just marrying women to have sex with them.
Yeah.
He was marrying them to consolidate power from the different matriarchal lines because they got the land rights. which is going to give him rulership right over their land as the king, right? So they tell us these stories, but they not telling us what the meaning of the stories are. We have to go and find other research. And this
Right.
is why they say you have to be a traveling man. That means you have to study many schools of thought. You have to travel through many schools of thought. And then you'll be able to put the puzzle together. Right? And so the Islamic world, Christian world, Judaic world all trace back to the Babylonian rites of Ninursin. Babylonian blood magic, sex magic, and money magic. If you read in the Hadith, you'll see that Muhammad was fighting sorcerers and witches on a regular.
Right.
So what was he using to fight them with if he wasn't fighting them with spears and sticks?
Just talking, just debating with them. Just because
No,
then
he
he
wasn't
spent.
debating with them. They was casting spells on him.
Dang.
So what was he doing in response to them casting spells on him?
Retaliating?
He had to do some form of magic.
Yeah, exactly.
He had to have, at bare minimum, protection magic, which takes you to Uman and Thuman in the well, and the 13 knots in the rope.
So what's
It was
about
a
what's this?
conjure war taking place.
So then, what's the story of Jonah and the whale? Then, because he was sent to Nineveh to clean them of their sin. So then, what does that story actually break down to?
The the quintessential Jonah in the belly of the beast. They say it's a whale, but the word translates properly in English as beast, right? But we're really talking about a system, the beast system.
Hmm.
When you're under the control of the beast system, you're in the belly of the beast. You go to Revelation and say, many of you will be thrown in jail for my name's sake. For saying my name, they're going to lock your ass up. For speaking righteousness, they're going to lock your ass up. That's the belly of the beast.
Dr. Malachi Z. York.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They know they're going to, if you try to do what's right under the beast system, they're going to swallow you whole. But the good thing about it is now he got to regurgitate them and give them access to all of the healing technology to revitalize their youth in their elder age, which is going to give them a second puberty. That's going to give them a Benjamin Button effect. And people are going to be talking about they clown because they don't have an understanding of what's taking place. Spirit science is too big for the little mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Did I answer questions for you?
Hey, man, that wraps a couple things up, but I didn't know about the Allah in that with the Hijra, and I really wanted to understand really about how women really have gotten so much taken away from them in Islam. When at the end of the day, Len, this is all going to come back, and especially when I looked at it, and I'm like, yeah, Jesus is ISIS. So what's really about to flip? It's
Yeah.
crazy, and yeah, it's time for the matriarchs to get back in power. So yeah,
So
I'm
the
excited.
Sufi orders has been maintaining the matriarchal ritual rites, but men have been doing them, and the man can't bring heaven to earth. That's the woman's job.
Mm,
We can live in the heaven on earth, but the women got to call heaven down to earth because it's tied to her vagina, the
the
portal
portal.
of life. So
Yeah.
when the prime creators speak through that womb, the earth have to respond through human solar communication.
Dang.
Yeah, but go look that stuff up I was talking about. You gonna see everything I told you is in the doctrine.
Most definitely. Most definitely. And if you know about Chief Seattle or Chief Sock Seattle, you know how they did him. So it's like at the end of the day, that's my main focus is how can we can get Seattle back on track and get this stuff back in order, get things connected, reconnected, because it's so diverse over here in the West Coast, and there's been so many people, like even Sir Makes a Lot, has done a lot like just being an example to a lot of people. So I know that things are gonna just keep playing their role out here. But yeah, we're excited, bro.
Look, this shit about to come to an end. Just keep your eyes open, keep your head on the swivel. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, and you'll be all right. I'm gonna take
Most
another
definitely.
caller now, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you,
All
G.
right. Biggest Mr. Biggin. Hey, Linda Wiggins. Yeah, you finally caught the chief live. You gonna come up here and talk to me about something?
Chief Rod, Chief Rod.
You gotta turn your video on, player.
All right, I got you. Is it on?
Nope, I don't see you. Can y'all see him? If y'all can see
See
him,
me?
give me a fist in the comments, because I can't see him.
Still can't see me, Chief?
Mm-mm. Oh, I know why this sound ain't right. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't.
All right.
I can't
Well,
see you though. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
as long as you can hear me, it's all good.
They
I
can see
want
you though. The people can see you. So let's go
okay.
ahead with it.
Cool. All right. I've been receiving some downloads, Chief, and I want to get your opinion on them. I've been receiving some downloads saying that a lot of the, I guess I don't want to call it the reset, but a lot of things are gonna happen on the St. Louis turf. And I live in St. Louis. But I want to get your opinion on. I received a download on Mississippi. I heard you say something about Miss Isis pie,
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi. I
That's
received a down. I received
that's
a
like okay.
download.
So what do I mean when I say Miss Isis on pie?
I don't know. I kind of want to get your opinion on that too. Kind of want to get more of what you were saying on that.
Okay, first let me tell you what that means, then let me let you finish what you're telling me.
Good, gotcha.
Okay, when you look at a circle, pi is the distance from the center of the circle to the outer ring,
Right.
right? When
Okay.
I say Miss Isis standing on pi, that's the queen mother, the mother of the king, standing her position on the home turf.
Right.
360-degree circle around her. She's standing on pi. She's standing at the center of the circle.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
That
now,
kind of that. Okay. Go ahead. Go.
figuratively, what that's making representation to, and when I use it, it's my mother's heritable birthright, point ground zero being Magnolia, Mississippi. So when I say Miss Isis standing on pi, I'm talking about my mother as the queen mother of my family's inheritance.
Right. Right. Right.
And the 360 degrees circle touches the Appalachians on the east, the Canadian border on the north, and the Rocky Mountains on the west.
Okay.
Right? But then it also goes into the Gulf of America, formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh.
So it's telling the triangulation of a territorial birthright being identified in the Masonic codes, which ties to geometry and geography. If you don't know where your land is, then you don't know what land you claim. So you
Right.
put the twin in it at the center of pi, and then you draw the circle from the center, tying the string to the center. You can make a perfectly 360-degree circle, right? Using the workman's tools called the compass.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right.
That's
What you saying?
all right. That's perfect because I was gonna go into that. I received a download saying, okay, I received a download, and it kept telling me, "Look at Mississippi, look at
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi." So I heard what you said about the Miss Isis pie, but then when I looked at it as well, I saw M. I saw two Caduceuses.
You saw two what?
Is that what they call the two stakes and the pillar?
The
Caduce, ain't that a
Caduceus.
Caduce? Yeah.
Yeah.
So M, two Caduceuses, I guess you would call them, and then pi, and then also St. Louis's area code is 314.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only about 20 miles from Cahokia Mounds. And also, it told me look at the water first. So I live right by the Mississippi and the Missouri River. And if you know, those two rivers are just as long as the Nile.
That's
Missouri is
called,
actually the first longest river in the United States, and Mississippi is the second.
yeah. So where they meet at is referred to as the junction of the two Niles.
Yeah, the confluence. The confluence.
Yeah. Most people don't know that the Kemetic plateau was developed as a replica of America by Tahuti.
Right, right, right.
Right. So it's smaller than the whole of America, but all of the monuments is made up based on things that was over here.
Right, right, right. Okay. So so what do you think about that Mississippi as the Caduceus? What would that mean with
So the
if
Caduceus is an ancient symbol. It's a serpent that wraps around a snake. The original Caduceus looked like a dollar sign almost.
right, right.
And
Not the two snakes, just the one snake.
right.
Okay.
That's the called the staff of Asclepius,
Okay.
right? And it's the same symbol Moses used to heal the Israelites when they told him to wrap the serpent around the staff.
Right.
The symbol is talking about genetics and healing, homeopathic healing,
Okay.
right? When you see the serpent wrapped around the egg, is a different symbol. The egg is symbolic of the world egg or the universal egg of creation. The egg means infinite potential. So the serpent is wisdom wrapping around the infinite potential of whatever it is to be birthed from the egg. Then you have the double caduceus, which they use in modern medicine with the two wings on the top. The double caduceus is the symbol for the DNA helix. And the two rings on the top is the left and right hemispheres of the brain.
Right.
And then you have what's called a nodule or a knot or a ball on the top, which is the symbol for the pineal gland. So when the pineal gland on, that's when they say that both hemispheres of the brain is functioning equally. Now I believe I can fly like Robert Kelly.
Okay. So do you think that all fits into the Mississippi as far as the pot? Do you think that? Okay, this more of what I'm at. Do you think? Because the way the download was sent to me is the words is symbols, they codes, and it told me to look at the rivers first. So even with I heard Mama T when I was watching Black Magic too. She was talking about anytime she see IS, she think ISIS. Right. So I was thinking the Missouri River meet too, and they got the same thing. It got the staff with the two S's. You see what I'm saying? And then with the pi, the 314 is pi, and then 618 is right across the river, and that's the golden ratio, which Brother Bedell was talking about
Mm-hmm.
in one of his episodes. And then also I want to just one more thing too, and then I'm gonna let you kind of roll on what I just said. But and then also it pointed me toward the arch, right? So when I took a overview of the arch, the base of the arch is a womb. even to the dot where it's got every piece of the womb on it, even to the point where when you look at the womb and the water when the arch reflects off the water, it actually looks like an ankh. This was all sent to me in the
You
code.
talking about the Arch of St. Louis?
Yeah, Arch of St. Louis. I'm in St. Louis.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm on the same page with you.
Yeah, Arch of St. Louis. If you look at the overview of it, it's actually it's a womb. It's a picture of a womb. To the point where even the dot in the middle of the arch is the exact picture. I can send you the picture. You know, but these are the downloads that I got. So I just kind of want to run them through, you know, to you, and just kind of want to get your opinion on that, because like I said, and even this one too, even like Illinois, when I looked at the rivers, because we got 3 rivers that surround St. Louis. St. Louis is really like an island. It's only one spot you can get out of St. Louis that's not a river. So the Illinois River, the Missouri River, and the Merrimack River and the Mississippi River all surround. But even Illinois, when I looked, they told me look at Illinois. And I looked at Illinois, and Illinois was staff, 2 angles, staff, and noise.
Mm-hmm. So what you actually doing now is you starting to read the symbolism in the letters. So they commonly use calligraphy to exaggerate the letters to make the symbolism of the letter more pronounced. And you starting to see it now in the regular letters.
Yeah.
When you see the staff with the double serpents, it's talking about the DNA helix. Now, something critical to understand about DNA, the mitochondria, as the powerhouse of the cell, also scans the DNA, right?
Right.
And this is the same way when the mother's hormonal balance of progesterone, testosterone, and estrogen shifts. That's when she knows to make a boy, right? We thinking that because the father has a Y chromosome, that's going to automatically make mama birth a boy. That's not the case.
Right.
If her chemistry doesn't shift to facilitate the Y chromosome, she turns the Y chromosome off and produces the girl anyway, right? That's a law of nature. It's the mother's right to determine what's needed genetically for the next generation.
Right.
So this is all hardwired into what the woman is as a creator god. Me and our ruler gods. That's why we can't own the land, because they one with the earth. That's why the 5%ers call them earths. Right? The gods rule, and they rule for the earths, not over the earths. And this is why the relationship situation they got so far out of hand, because all the ruler gods, they want to rule over the earths. You don't rule over the earths. You rule for the earths. You become of service to the feminine, who in turn be of service to the masculine. And they create a special kind of balance which changes the frequency of the living arrangement. When y'all in close proximity, y'all creating the ark of heaven on earth. The ark of the covenant is the union of the marriage. The marriage has nothing to do with a ritual or a ceremony. It has something to do with finding the balance in somebody else that helps you generate the frequency of heaven on earth.